Welcome to the breakdown. I'm your host, Diane Rembert, avid reader, award-winning literary blogger, and the founder of Diane's Literary World, which is my footprint in the literary industry. Today I want to talk to you about a book that I've been hearing about for quite some time, and thanks to my literary twin, Robert of Robert's Reading Room and Reviews, I decided to pick the book up. That's why it's so good to have an accountability partner. He did remind me that I said this book was on my summer reading list. So I'm talking about Thicker Than Water. It is the first book in the Thicker Than Water series by what I have to say is the most underrated female author in the literary industry today, Miss Takerra Allen. Takerra Allen came on the scene about 10 years ago, and I'm kind of late to the party. However, I'm here to stay. I'm here now, full force, here to stay. And I kind of went backwards. My first book by her was Heaven's Hell. My second book was There's Power in the V, More Power, and then Devout and To Devout. So now I am reading Thicker Than Water. I remember when I met the author last April at the Sisters on Lit Festival in Maryland. And she said to me, this was one of her earlier works. So I kept that in mind as I started reading because, again, she's a phenomenal author. There were a few editing issues, but let me tell you something. I overlooked all of that, and I'm not talking about grammar or anything like that. It was probably placing and formatting and one paragraph, it kind of didn't have enough break, in between storylines. However, I did, so I'm going to speak for me, overlook all of that because this woman put her pen down. For this to be Takerra's first book, I am completely blown away. So we have 4 friends: Sasha, Neli, Tatum, and Kim. I'll just randomly pick them. Kim is a 19-year-old. She's a stripper, and Kim is just a free spirit. She's sleeping with a lot of people. She just likes to live her life. Sasha is a young lady she's just struggling to find her way. What do I mean by that? She's, living with her brother, helping him raise his kids. She's involved with this guy who is in the street. However, she wants him, Chauncey, she wants him to give up that lifestyle. But the streets, for those of you, I've been there, who have been involved with someone in the streets call them, and that's what it is. So that's Sasha. Neli. What can I say nice about Neli? And that was not something good to say. Penelope is that wayward friend, if you will. Penelope likes to pretend. She likes to be amongst the crowd, but she likes to pretend that she's for everybody, when in actuality she's envious. And of one young lady in particular. I'll let you read the book to find out which young lady that is. Then we have Tatum. Tatum is a woman she's a young lady who comes from somewhat of a privileged family. They spoil her. They give her what she wants. You know, so she's not really beat for anything until she meets Mr. Respect. Put some respect on this Jamaican brother's name. Okay, a.k.a. Ree. Shout out to the yard boy. Anyway, to the yard man. Anywho, a relationship develops between Respect and Tatum that will just, whew, that's all I can say. So, you know, this book talks about sisterhood, friendship, also talks about the relationship between man and woman. And I absolutely loved the way she put it together. A little over 200 pages. Let me tell you something. When I got to the end, because my plan was to read book 1 because I'm working on another project. I'm going to read book 1 and then I'll come back to book 2. When I got to the end and I realized that the last 10 pages were the beginning of Heaven's Hell, I immediately ran home and grabbed book 2 off of the bookshelf and just dived headfirst into it. Dove, whatever you want to say. I did it. Okay? This book is everything. Takerra Allen put it down. Like I said, 4 stars. Again, only because of the editing issues. If there were no editing issues, this would be a 5-star read. But if you've read anything else by Takerra Allen, you will know that this woman has grown in such a way in her writing. You'll even see the difference between book 1 and book 2, which I've already started, and I'll probably do the review for that on tomorrow. That's why my eyes look like this, because I've lost sleep while on medication, while I'm trying to recuperate. But I don't care. I don't care, because it's so worth it. So I wanted you guys to know that I highly recommend that you go pick up this series. I already know that this series will be on my best series of 2018 list. Hands down, it's there. Holding court. That's all I'm going to say. So please go and pick up the series if you haven't already. If you have, please go check out something by Miss Takerra Allen, who I am so happy to say that I will be seeing her yet again at the Behind the Pen book event in New York on August the 11th. I'm so excited. And she will have exclusive paperback copies of Seasons of Fidelity, which is her latest book. So, you guys go and get this book. Go get something by Takerra Allen and be just as mesmerized as I am. This one book, thicker than water. This one book helped me towards my Goodreads goal, my 30 books in 90 days goal, my catching up with my TBR list, because it was definitely on my TBR list. I said I wanted to read more series. Well, you know, like I said, I started with one book and I'm ended up, you know, I know already I'm going to read the entire series before I move on to my next project. This I know. African American author, so that's Blackout 2018. I could go on and on. One book helped me with, what was that, 5 goals for 2018. So please go and pick it up. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead. Feel free to do it now. Also, feel free to tell a friend. Thank you for spreading the word about Diamond's Literary World. Your support means everything to me, and I do all that I do for you. We have an African American industry that is underrated, and it's packed full of knowledge and wisdom. We have some of the best writers, I think, ever, but they don't get the recognition that they deserve. So please do your little part to help spread the word about these authors. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, happy reading.